Welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately, there's no official Pocket Watch review this week. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything that spoke to me in the theaters this week, so save your movie theater money because we got a big summer ahead of us. Mission Impossible, Superman, Fantastic Four, F1, we're cooking. But in light of the Thunderbolts having one of the best end credit scenes I've seen in a while that actually hypes up the next movie coming out, I thought it would be fun to do a ranking of something that's been haunting me for years. We're ranking the top 5 MCU movies with post-credit scenes that hyped me up and disappeared. Not unlike Moon Knight Season 2. Also, real quick, please like and subscribe. If you're subscribed, I will literally make a video of anything you want movie related, and follow me at Pocket Watch Reviews on TikTok. I think this is the week I actually post a TikTok, mark my words. I'll see you next week with a TikTok posted. All right, but anyways, let's get to our top 5 ranking of MCU movies with the most overhyped post-credit scenes that amount to nothing. That was a mouthful. For my honorable mention, I have the post-credit scenes from the Marvels, which I think is a pretty overhated movie. Just to be clear, I said overhated, not overrated. I actually enjoyed this movie a decent amount, and I thought the leads had great chemistry. For the mid-credit scene, Kamala goes full Nick Fury, trying to recruit Kate Bishop and start the Young Avengers agenda, I guess, which, let's be honest, Marvel's been edging us with that Young Avengers concept for years, and there's been nothing to show for it.
Kate Bishop. Did you think you were the only kid superhero in the world?
I'm 23.
Oh, I know. I've been reading up on you.
Where did you get that?
I found it on my couch.
Okay.
You've just become part of a much larger universe. Which, at the moment, is just me, mostly. I do have feelers out, though. Did you know Ant-Man had a daughter?
What do you want?
I'm putting together a team. And I want you on it. Please?
And the other post-credit scene was Monica Rambeau ending up in a completely different universe where she meets actual CGI Kelsey Grammer Beast. And also apparently her mom is binary in that universe. They're really milking the multiverse bit in these end credit scenes, but yeah.
You are now in a reality parallel to your own, which is, of course, impossible.
You think that might be the confusion happening?
Confusion is but the first step on the journey to knowledge.
I'll take it from here.
Charles asked for an update. I'll come by and check on you later.
These post-credit scenes were cool when I saw them in the theaters, but here's the thing, are any of them going to actually matter? It feels like Marvel's just throwing darts at the wall, hoping one of them would land and actually turn into a successful franchise. We haven't heard a word about the Young Avengers since this movie. I think they've scrapped that plot completely, and for the X-Men stuff, they've been constantly teasing it. I remember when Quicksilver showed up in WandaVision and we all thought we were going to get the X-Men, but no, just a tease. So I'm not going to buy into it until I see some X-Men in the main universe where they don't die. The only reason this is an honorable mention is because I'm holding out hope that there's going to be an actual payoff down the line. I don't know when it's going to happen. Probably not till after Secret Wars or during Secret Wars, but fingers crossed, X-Men, please. And because Iman Vellani as Kamala is so charismatic that recruiting scene with Kate Bishop actually worked really well for me in terms of humor. But let's get to the top 5. In 5th, we have Shang-Chi, where they have the beacon tease for the 10 rings. The ending of that movie was pretty hype. Both Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner show up to say the 10 rings are giving off a mysterious signal.
They don't match any artifacts from our codex.
They're not vibranium. Chitauri?
Not like any alien tech I've seen. How long did your dad have them before he gave them to you?
About 1,000 years?
Their thermoluminescence indicates they're older than that, by a lot.
The first time you used the rings, we felt it in Kamatage.
What is it?
A beacon.
They're sending a message.
A message to where?
Yeah, that signal probably went to voicemail because we never heard about it again. This is 5th because I still have some hope that they're going to tackle this down the line, but who knows? Brie Larson might not even come back as Captain Marvel ever, so she might not even be part of that plot. No lie though, the MCU has had Simu on ice for longer than Captain America. Ranked 4th, I have Multiverse of Madness, where Clea shows up. Charlize Theron shows up as Clea in purple eyeliner and tells Doctor Strange, "You caused an incursion, let's fix it," and then the movie literally ends.
Can I help you?
You caused an incursion, and we're gonna fix it. Unless you're afraid.
Not in the least.
That was in 2022, and I've seen 0 incursions since. I've seen 0 Clea, but I've seen 1 third eye. I honestly thought the third eye was pretty cool, but still crazy cliffhanger to leave us on for 3 years. Especially because Doctor Strange is probably the biggest star player left in the MCU, but definitely top 5. And the worst part is Cumberbatch confirmed that he's not going to be in Doomsday, but will be back for Secret Wars, so I don't even know how many years that's been between his last sighting. Okay, in the 3rd spot, I have Thor, Love and Thunder, the Hercules setup.
Do you understand me, Hercules? Do you understand me, my son?
Yes, Father.
He's here, he's there, he's every fucking where. Rocket. So yeah, Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso, famous writer, shows up as Hercules. Cool, I love a Greek hero, but honestly, he looks nothing like Hercules to me. Maybe it's for the best we've seen nothing further for this plot. Seems like Kevin Feige just wanted the internet to be hyped up for a week and cash in on the Ted Lasso hype. I'm having a stroke, but or he wanted to find something that would save this abysmal movie. But I think this movie was just so awful, and Taika Waititi mailed it in so hard that this plot line is never going to see the light of day. Coming in hot at 2nd worst post-credit scenes in the MCU, I have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the Council of Kangs.
We're late.
How many did you call?
All of us.
This is obviously a controversial one with all the issues surrounding Jonathan Majors, so maybe it's not Marvel's fault entirely. But still, I feel like it's valid putting it at 2nd because it'll never see the light of day and felt like a huge waste of time. The build up to payoff ratio for this might be the worst. Even if you take out all of the Jonathan Majors controversy, how are we supposed to have fear in our hearts when we see a Council of Kangs when one of their variants just got taken down by a bunch of ants? They were supposed to be terrifying, but it just felt like a ripoff of Rick and Morty where it wasn't even funny. Well, it was funny, but we're laughing at them, not with them. The Council of Kangs might retroactively be more useless than it ever was in the moment, and like I said before, that phase of the MCU was built on Kang, and for it to pay off to nothing, it sucks. All right, now we get to the movie with the most overhyped post-credit scenes that amount to nothing. We have the Eternals. You could probably make an argument to switch the Eternals with Quantumania, but the Eternals has 2 bad post-credit scenes, like really bad. One of the scenes has Harry Styles as Star Fox.
Behold, the royal prince of Titan, brother of Thanos, the knave of hearts, defeater of Black Robert.
Roger.
Defeater of Black Roger. The great adventurer, Star Fox of Mystery Planet.
What a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Imagine sitting through a 2.5-hour movie, which most people thought was pretty boring for MCU standards. I fell asleep both times that I watched it. It might not be as bad as people were making it out to be now in comparison, but still, you sit through 2.5 hours of that and you end up seeing Harry Styles as Thanos' brother. Yeah, only to never see him again, and I don't think we're ever going to see him, honestly. That was when I realized the MCU was at a stage of just wanting to do fan service and farm engagement, not care about actual quality and the future. And it was tactical because I think this was when Harry Styles was at peak fame. But the actual post-credit scene that made me put this at number 1 was the Blade voice and the Black Knight teaser. Kit Harington picks up the ebony blade and you hear a voice that goes, "You sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?"
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
That voice was obviously Mahershala Ali's Blade. Since then, we've seen Wesley Snipes reprise his role as Blade, but we've seen nothing concrete from Mahershala. At this point, I just feel bad for the dude because I know he would kill the role. By the time they finally settle on a script, I feel like he's gonna be too old. I have no idea why it's taking them so long to make this movie, let alone finalize a script for it. It doesn't even need to be super connected to the MCU to be critically acclaimed and make money. I feel like they have the blueprint. All they need to do is make it rated R and make a John Wick style vampire movie. This Blade film would easily be the movie I'm most excited for. But because it was initially slated for a November 7th, 2025 release, and now it's gotten to a point where it's unconfirmed, it has a number 1 spot on my list. It's been 4 years since Eternals came out and they don't even have a script ready. Post Infinity Saga, it seems like Kevin Feige just wanted to cash in on people at their peak fame and keep the fans happy and interested rather than think long term. I either want a teaser to directly hype up one of the next 2 movies coming out or just be funny. I'd rather see Captain America do a bit telling me patience is a virtue after waiting for all the credits to roll rather than watch any of these post-credit scenes where they hype me up and don't have anything to show for it. And I think what a lot of these movies have in common though is that they all suck pretty much, outside of the Marvels and Shang-Chi, which I have fairly ranked at the bottom of this list. I'm not saying every post-credit scene needs to be addressed or have a spin-off movie, but can we at least pretend we had a plan? It seems like it was a mix of Marvel casting the most popular person in pop culture at the time and biting off more than they can chew. Let me know in the comments which post-credit scene you guys thought was the biggest waste of time, or also let me know if you found one that was worse than the ones that I listed. Anyways, that's a wrap on this episode. Catch you next week.